Hello, I'm Mark Hall-Patton. I want to welcome you to the Clark County Museum. Today I want to talk a little bit about World War II and how we help to interpret it out here. You know, we have the townside house right here from Henderson. It is one of the original houses. We've rebuilt it. You can walk through, see how people lived in Henderson during World War II. But one of the things that happened in World War II was food was rationed, and you had to have a victory garden. Now, we always have a victory garden here at the museum, and every year we have to replant it. Now, this year I want to take you over and have you talk to our education curator so that she can tell you about some of the plants we have and why we would have chosen those plants and how they would have fit into a World War II diet. So, Amber, let's talk a little bit about the kinds of plants that you've planted in the garden this year.
Yeah, this year we planted, actually we had some come up from last year, which is our hollyhocks, which were known down in Boulder City.
Absolutely, yeah.
To do some of those. We also have some squash and zucchini, some very hardy plants that can kind of be drought tolerant. And
we've
also
got some coming in here. They're coming up nicely.
Got some spaghetti squash going good. Those will be preserved really easily and they last a long time on the shelf. So in 1941, they could actually store those for quite a while. Of course, we have our staple corn, which is, American known and really hardy to this drought weather. Wind does play a little bit of trick on it, so we gotta make sure that it's not too windy when we plant it. And then as you can see all around us is the sunflowers. And the sunflowers we did because they do like heat a lot, and also they provide a little bit of shade for some of our smaller plants like our green beans and our Swiss chard, which was introduced in the World War II era to actually get some leafy greens. Unfortunately, leafy greens aren't doing too well in Nevada. It's a little hot, so these guys are a little bit small.
That would have been part of the problem even during the war, because it does get quite warm here. So what do we have over here on the far side next to the fence?
On the far side we have some zucchini, which of course almost grows anywhere and kind of takes over.
Yes, it does. That's one of those things, you don't want to leave zucchini until the end of the year because it gets really large. The different colors of sunflowers, are those different types?
Yeah, those are different varieties. So we've always tried to plant the same variety every year. This year I decided to try to figure out which variety is going to grow best. And they all kind of grew well. Some grew taller than others, but it seems like they really do like the heat. There's only one variety I planted that has not popped up, and it might come up a little bit later.
Okay. Now, on the sunflowers, would they have eaten the sunflowers? Would they have eaten the seeds in that as we did today?
Yeah, drying the seeds. And also, you wanted your garden to look pretty. You wanted to show your support.
Well, you always want to do that. And what do we have on the rack here?
We have gourds, which of course, I don't know if it was 1942 era, but a lot of people in the area do grow gourds as well. And then we've got some pole beans as well. And so those haven't produced yet, but I'm suspecting once it gets a little cooler, they might. Another thing we have in the back corner is some cantaloupe. And that cantaloupe likes hot and it likes dry.
We can accommodate it.
We can accommodate hot and dry.
This has come up very nicely this year. So when did you actually do the planting?
February.
Okay.
The end of February is when we started planting, right when it started to stop freezing at night. And even then it was still a little too cold for that cantaloupe. So we had to start those guys inside and then bring them out. One thing we have different now today than we did during the 40s is we have water restrictions, right?
Yes.
They didn't have those water restrictions.
That's true.
They did have some issues with pressure, but they could actually water multiple times, where today we're not. We're limited to certain days of the week, so it makes it a little bit difficult.
Well, very interesting. Thank you, Amber.
You're welcome.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that look at World War II nutrition as it came out of the ground. Remember, we're only open 7 days a week, so it is hard to find us open. It's 9 to 4:30 every day. It is only $2 a head. We have 30 acres out here. Please come out and join us, but in the middle of summer, bring some water with you. Looking forward to see you.